This is a true story. A man was trapped deep inside a cave. He moved backwards through a narrow tunnel, twisting his body to the limit in an attempt to squeeze through a passage barely wide enough for one person. However, his leg became wedged between the rocks, leaving him completely stuck. On 18th of July 1998, Craig, Jessica, and their friend Jennifer entered the Keyhole Cave once again. As the cave was extremely tight, they had no choice but to move backwards, supporting themselves on their toes and slowly edging their way in. When Craig reached the passage known as the Paul Conduit, danger crept in unnoticed. This tunnel was only 30 centimeters high, forcing him to contort his body into an extremely awkward position. Every inch forward was a struggle. After several attempts, he prepared to enter a 2.4 meter deep vertical shaft, the only way to go. Deeper into the cave, Craig cautiously stretched out his legs, searching for a foothold. At that very moment, disaster struck. His left foot became tightly wedged between the rocks, and his right leg slipped into a crevice. He struggled desperately to free himself, but the pressure only increased. Jessica was the first to notice something was wrong, and Jennifer quickly crawled into the tunnel to try and help. However, the space was so confined that every rescue attempt was in vain. Time passed, and the blood circulation in Craig's leg became restricted, causing it to swell. Seeing no other choice, Jennifer decided to leave the cave alone to seek help. 5 hours later, a rescue team arrived, but the tunnel was so narrow that only one person could enter at a time. The rescuers tried pulling him out with ropes and using lubricants to ease the process, but nothing worked. To prevent Craig from developing hypothermia, they used hot air guns to warm the space and installed a ventilation duct to improve oxygen flow. But as the hours passed, Craig's condition worsened, and he began slipping into unconsciousness. In a desperate move, the team even considered breaking his bones to free him, but that was the absolute last resort. After hours of painstaking drilling, they finally managed to clear a small gap in the rock. Now, all hope rested in Craig's own hands. He gripped the drill tightly, his heart pounding. This was his last chance. Holding his breath, he mustered every ounce of strength he had left. Suddenly, the rock shifted. With one final yank, he pulled his legs free at last. But his nightmare wasn't over yet. His legs were severely injured, and every step was agonizing. After 8 grueling hours of painful climbing, he finally emerged from the cave at 9:15 a.m. on Monday morning, seeing daylight once more. This disaster could have been avoided. As the tunnel grew tighter, Craig had multiple chances to turn back, but he kept pushing forward, convinced he would make it through. The problem is, a cave can make countless mistakes, but you, my friend, only need to make one.